This episode, we're going to put a fabric wrap around the base of an ottoman. In the instruction set, you can see that we hold up a piece of fabric like this so that you can see that this kind of brownish material here goes towards the top when you're beginning to apply the fabric. And you take the seam, I think the instruction sets have a photograph, probably a close-up of this, and it shows how this seam starts over the corner of the ottoman. That's very important to get that seam started here. And then work your way around the ottoman, getting each of these corners. It can be a little bit tight there, but you just want to work them about an inch around the corner. Here's a seam again, and you can see I've just worked that down. That's an inch or so. That's really critical, is to make sure that none of the fabric gets too far down on the edges. It can almost seem at first as though it's not going to fit at all, but if you just barely nip that edge, just about a half inch or so, you'll see, as I've done here, that it will fit. And then you begin to work it down. Hold it up here so you get some slack. Hold it up again. Just grab in there and just go down an inch or two. And this is the critical part, what I'm doing right here. I'm just giving myself a little slack in the fabric, lining it up on the seam, and just pulling it down a little bit. Not too much. I don't want to get too far ahead. I'm going to do the same thing here. If it gets a little tight, I'll reach in there with two hands. Now I think you've already got the idea. You can just go around and pull it down. Don't be in a hurry, or that'll cause you to get too far ahead on any one particular side, and it kind of binds up in there. So you want to work it down nice and smoothly. You're probably catching on to this by now too. And now I'm getting all the way down there. Now I'm going to line up, there's a little kind of corner there that I can see. I'm going to pull it down to that corner right there, lines up on the edge. As you're doing this, you'll see that corner. Just pull it down. And then once I've got all those corners in place, I'm going to fold those onto the inside. Now I'm going to flip it over. This is where we're going to attach the Velcro. These flaps are on this side here, and they're going to attach to the Velcro like that. That's what I'm going to be doing on the inside here. I'll straighten the edge here, reach inside for the Velcro flap, and just secure that Velcro across the edge. I'm going to do it on all four sides. I'm going to fold the corner in here. On both sides, reach up for that Velcro flap. Secure it together. Final edge. Now flip it back over. Straighten things out. Ready for the next step. Here we're going to put the ottoman cushion inside the ottoman fabric. I've done a little work ahead of time. I've unfolded this cover. I've reached in there, made sure everything's smooth and even. And then the zipper here is accessible. I've taken the cushion foam and I've wrapped it in this white silky material, and the only purpose of this material is to make sure that the fabric slides evenly. Foam can get quite sticky if it contacts fabric without this material on there, and we want to make sure this cushion just slides into place, and so that's why we put this white material. And you don't have to be too careful with how you wrap it. It's so thin that it won't protrude or cause any lumps anywhere. Now here's the trick to putting the cushion inside the fabric. Grab it like this in your arms, and I think the instructions also illustrate this. You want to kind of fold that up, then hold it under your arm like that. and take this fabric. I'm doing this so that it's upside down. Really, the top of the Ottoman cushion is on this side. So just so that you know, I've placed that fabric upside down on the floor. So I have access to the zipper compartment. I'm going to wrap that kind of over the foam, and I'm going to push it in there quite a ways. Then I'll start working it further into the fabric. At some point then, it'll start to kind of slide into position. Don't be afraid to reach way up in there with your arm as I'm doing. And you don't need to be very gentle. Kind of smash it and push it. This is starting to slide into position now. That's what that white silky material helps do. See how that's starting to smooth out here. It's kind of fun. And then at the top, I'm just going to reach in there, fill out those corners. Same thing over on this other side. Sometimes we make the covers a little tighter than what folks would like, but the reason we do that is so that it doesn't wrinkle very easily. We want to make sure that as you use it, it doesn't become real wrinkled. So we make them a little bit tight. Now in order to seal that zipper, I'm going to push down on this front edge here. You can see that using this hand here to push down and to smooth. It's a little bit hard to try to close the zipper using real close action on it. So what I do is I push higher up here, and you can see how that's already closing the seam, so I can do that. I don't try to close the zipper when this is open. Try to push the zipper together, and it closes easily. Up into the corner. Yeah, that's looking good. It's kind of fun when it comes together. At first it kind of feels like maybe it's not going to, and then kind of slides into position, and yeah, that's pretty cool. Now there's another pocket there. I'm going to slide out and get this wood part here, and that slides into the wood into this pocket. Get it started. Just like on the arm instructions, if you've seen that, the trick here is you just kind of want to slide it down slowly, a little bit on each side. You're going to see in a minute what this wood is for. And then you can kind of grab it, shake it down into position. Boy, everything's nice and smooth and flat, ready to go. So now to finish the Ottoman assembly, slide this wood part into the frame, down into position, do a little handwork. Oh my, that's fun.